Hi, welcome back to another episode of The Perfect Journey, a couple's guide to marriage and travel. We have another beautiful couple here today that we're going to be highlighting and featuring their love story all the way from the UK.
Well, she's from the UK.
Yeah, she is. He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
So big difference in culture there, but a beautiful blend.
And that's kind of one of the things that we want to highlight on our show is all different types of couples going to all different type of places and from all different types of places. So you find out that, hey, when it comes to marriage and couples, we're kind of all the same.
Yeah.
We kind of have the same goals. We look to do the same things for fun. And we want our marriages to last, and we want them to be filled with pleasure and fun and excitement and all these things that you want to get out of travel.
Yeah.
So they kind of go hand in hand. But yes, really good couple. We'll get right into it and let you meet them and tell their story.
I'm Anthony Reed, and this is my lovely wife, Stephanie Reed. I'm from Chicago, and she's from London. We've been married, it'll be 11 years on July 23rd.
Well, we were in Dubai, and I was at my hotel. And of course, being an American who is confident in himself, I was approached by this young man. We went out for a drink. He had no money, so I had to pay.
I had money.
He didn't have any of the Dubai currency, and they will not take his cards, so I had to pay.
She always tells that. That is right. She was there on holiday. We saw each other. I was smitten with her, and I said, well, how would you like to come back to meet me here in Dubai?
And I said, I'll think about it. I had to Google him, make sure he wasn't a murderer.
The coolest thing, I bought that Think Like a Man book. I bought 2 copies, and we stayed in touch with each other with phone calls and things like that, and we talked about each chapter every week.
Yeah.
And that's how we started.
That's my promise to you. From the UK, you have to travel to just get sunshine. So in so many places around the world, Switzerland, all over the world. I just love being somewhere else, doing something new, learning something new, renew your energy, come back fresh and ready to work again, So I've always traveled. So being married, it was just going to continue over into married life. And it's just a lot more fun with my hubby on board.
Right. So for me, vacation used to always involve going to check on the kids or the grandkids. It was like going home. It wasn't going to some paradise. For vacation with my wife, it's a way to get rid of everything and relieve, like no internet, no phone. We can sleep in, a lot of eating, and a lot of just going out, just seeing different things.
It's like you can go off schedule. You don't have, nothing is on the timer. Your heart, no matter what happens. But there's one other place when we went to Hawaii to the cultural center.
She found out we were going to be there for like 7 hours, and she complained, I'm not going to go anywhere.
He booked this thing from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. I mean, who wants to do that? So I was not happy. But you know what? It was the best day of any holiday we ever went on. It was so amazing. I wasn't ready to go home. And I think you should always have something planned. It's like something to look forward to. Something, because we work hard. We work 6 days a week.
We get off the plane on the way back from a trip, thinking about where we're going next.
Yeah. And plus, I think once you come from one trip, you're energized and your creativity is flowing, and you come back with fresh ideas and ready to grow.
So you guys do recommend the all expense paid trip?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
It includes everything.
Yeah.
And we don't drink, but we make sure we have a couple of drinks while we're there.
Oh, that sounds so ghetto.
You gonna get your money's worth.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Bitch, you gonna get your money's worth. Matter of fact, babe, get some of them wings that we can take back to the room. My best best piece of marriage advice is be able to bend. It can't be just your way. It can't be just her way. I used to say all the time, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So for me, it's all about the bending.
I think you have to be authentic. You can't stifle yourself. You have to have a balance, and that brings in the bending. There's always got to be a middle ground in everything. I have to give some, he has to give some, but don't lose yourself.
If a man is really feeling a woman, he'll do anything that she wants her to do, as long as she doesn't make him feel like he has to do it.
I say, because I know this annoys a lot of people that he is the man of the house. I always tell him that, and he does the same thing every time. We bring the best out of each other.
As long as she makes me feel that way, and I genuinely feel that way, I'm good with that. The funny thing is, early on when we were married, she would ask me to do something. It'd be something I really didn't want to do, and I'd do it anyway just to acquiesce. And then she would say, well, if you don't really want to do it, then don't do it. And if I don't do it, then I get in trouble.
But I disagree, because I think if you
so
don't
I just
do
learned,
it,
yes, dear. Just
I mean, I was so annoyed with yes,
lean this
dear.
way so people don't think you mad at me now.
That was my face.
But you were leaning over here like, let me tell you something. But you were leaning over here like, let me tell you something.
I took offense to yes, dear originally because I felt yes, dear was like patronizing, you know. But I learned to know that his yes, dear is just that. Listen, there's no argument here. I just love that my husband does what he says he's going to do. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. Number one. Number two, I can just be me, just like having my best friend. You know, we hang out a lot and we have a real friendship.
We read a lot of books, and especially early on. And we read the 5 love languages. And every time we read anything, we have discussions about it. What I love most about my wife is she calms me. When I met Steph, she was always used to taking care of everybody else. She's a giver. So anytime anything gets whatever and I, feel like I'm overwhelmed, I just think about her and she calms me. And I have somebody who has my back. Because for years I had to look out for me and the rest of my village behind me, but I never had anybody who looks out for me. And I feel that with her all the time, no matter where I go. I walk around fearless.
Thank you.
It's
a Christian
Nothing too crazy.
London to Chicago to Dubai to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I know they have some upcoming trips planned, so I admire that. Yeah, because we talked about being from 2 different places, even in America.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a night and day difference in how you grew up, what your, social status was, and all of that.
Right. So you can just imagine when you take it international, how, big the differences can be.
I'm sure over the last 11 years, they've grown together, but they were at a starting point of maturity and grown.
Yeah.
That, actually there's perks to that.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's why that works for them. Obviously, you can see, one of the things Tony talked about was reading together and discussing what they read. One
of the things that they talked about was being bendable, which is being, flexible and compromising. And not that you compromise who you are. Like Steph said, she said, don't lose who you are. Be your genuine self with your partner. Right. But at the same time, be able to kind of accommodate to what they like and what they need as well without losing yourself. Part of our compromise, when I want to spend time with you or I want you to be around the kids, I know that you put on a game in the living room and we'll watch it together, or as a family, or I'll chime in or do other things while I'm doing that. And kind of the vice versa for me with the stuff that I like to watch. This is just TV related. I mean, so shallow, so basic, but
so I'm watching The Ultimatum, I'm watching Love at First Sight, I'm watching Marry Me on With Not Knowing Me, any kind of couple challenge show.
These are experiments, y'all. Watch them.
We're doing this Perfect Journey podcast and these episodes. The whole premise behind it was talking about how you could be perfect for your spouse, or you could have a perfect marriage, or this is a perfect journey where you don't necessarily have to be a perfect person to be perfect for your spouse, or for you guys to come together and be on a journey that is perfect
for y'all,
for you. So
keeping it fresh for a long time. Like they're 11 years in, and they still have a lot of romance. Like they go on date nights every week. That's a priority for them. They date each other. They go for lunch dates. He picks her up and
we know them. I mean, so we know them, and some of this didn't make, their video, but he really, spoils her. Yeah. She really spoils him. They have a great understanding of each other.
Yeah, and they complement each other.
They complement each other perfectly.
They do, yeah. And like Steph said, I think it's important to always have something to look forward to.
Yes.
And we believe in that motto.
Yes.
When you're done with one trip, start planning something else. They are a perfect couple for the perfect journey because their journey is never ending. Like they're talking about maybe settling somewhere outside of the U.S. They have an ongoing journey.
Yeah.
So I love that like she said, I always feel good in different places, experiencing different things. Yeah. And they're only 11 years in. They got a long time to go together. So.
They got a long way to go. Thank you so much, Tony and Stephanie Reed. Thank you for your time, sharing your story with us, sharing your journey with us.